Hi, good afternoon everyone. In today's class, we will cover the current affairs of last week, and the test will be from the date 28th August to 1st September. The Saturday test will be from Saturday test of the 20 question MCQ test that we are conducting every Saturday. It will be from the current affairs from 28 August to 1st September from the Edukemy current affairs from its website. In these classes, we are covering the current affairs of the last week. We are covering the most important topics with the perspective of prelims as well as the mains, how we can use the editorials, how the question can be framed from these topics. So whenever you are reading any of the topic, even if it's your general study, even if it's optional, or any of the content you are reading in your preparation time, there should be a question mark why you are reading this and how you can use this information in the prelims examination, mains examination, and in your answers. Okay, so let's see what are the topics for today. We are covering these sources: the Hindu, Indian Express, Mint Premium, Business Line, Hindustan Times, the Times of India, Yojana. So there is no need to go anywhere else. If you are attending these classes regularly on every Friday, you are attempting the Saturday test and you are reading our current affairs, I can assure you, you can answer the most of the questions asked by the UPSC. So you only read editorial on daily basis from a single newspaper, even you are following the Hindu or the Indian Express. Please read a single editorial so you can make your opinion. So your thinking capacity can be increased. Whenever you are reading the editorial, you will see a coherence in the editorial: introduction, body, conclusion, how the writer is writing the introduction, how they are introducing the topics, how they are adjusting the case study in the editorials. So that will help you to understand the structure. So I always suggest, please read an editorial on daily basis, and you can read the other current affairs from the Edukemy websites. Okay, so let's start with the today's. What are the topics for today? We will cover the 7-8 topics. The first topic is the respiratory syncytial virus. One more thing, if you know the topics, you should connect that topic with your syllabus, from which part of your syllabus the topic are linked. Like this respiratory syncytial virus comes under science and technology, and the science and technology is the part of GS3, science and technology. And this is a specifically prelims related topic, the respiratory syncytial virus. Similarly, if we are coming to the next, the Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserve in the Rajasthan. Recently, a new tiger reserve announced by the NTCA in Rajasthan. This will link to the environment, and environment are under the GS3. So whenever you are reading, you need to link the topics with which part of the syllabus and under which subject. First, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission Microsite. This comes under the GS3 under the economy. Under the economy or digital infrastructure. Digital infrastructure. Then Panama Canal, that can comes under the GS1 under the geography. It can be under the trade and transport under geography. It also comes under the location and news. If you see the recent trends in the prelims, you will find out there are the 6-7 questions on the location basis. Even in 2023 prelims, there were the 8 questions on the base of location, even the location in India or location at the international level. Then the project WorldCoin, it's a digital currency. Everybody know about the ChatGPT. The same company launched the new project known as the project WorldCoin. So this will come under the science and technology due to the technology involved in it, and it also comes under the GS3. The next topic is the National Judicial Data Grid. National Judicial Data Grid, it is a part of the GS2, and it comes under the polity and constitution, can also be comes under the governance. Can also be come under the governance. Then the new fund for the environment funding under the Global Environment Facility was launched. The fund name is the Global Biodiversity Framework Fund. This will come under the GS3 environment. Then the clean tech solution, this is also the part of GS3 environment, and the National Carbon Registry, this is also the part of GS3 environment. This is the first step. Whenever you start reading any of the topic, you need to link that topic with your syllabus. If you're not able to link the topic with the syllabus, means you are not preparing according to the requirement of the exam. आपको पता ही नहीं है कि यूपीएससी का सिलेबस क्या है अगर आप लिंक नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो. The second thing, after linking with the syllabus, we will see how we can use the information of these topics into the examination. Which topic is more relevant for prelims examination? Which topic is more relevant for the mains examination? अगर ये prelims के लिए important है तो what type of the question can be framed? How the UPSC can ask question on these kind of topics? अगर कोई पहले से question पूछा गया है on the similar type of the topics, so we will also see that questions here. Like the respiratory syncytial virus. The similar kind of the question was asked in the UPSC was related to the hepatitis. So we need to link the previous year questions. We need to know about the idea why we are reading these topics, how the UPSC can frame the question on these topics. That is the requirement for your preparation. Just reading the newspaper, just reading the magazine for the sake of reading will have no outcome. You will not be able to attempt the question in your prelims or the mains if you are just reading for the sake of reading. Read less, but read in a way so that you can use that information in your paper. You can revise the information in multiple times. Okay, so let's start with the first topic. The first topic for today is the respiratory syncytial virus, and also in the short form it's known as the RSV. Recently a new vaccine is launched first time for the RSV, and it is approved by the USA FDA, Food, Drug and Administration. And it will stop the infection in the newborn, the RSV infection in the newborn. So this is prelim specific topic, a new vaccine for the RSV respiratory syncytial virus, which affect your lungs, which cause you the bronchitis, asthma and some of the other diseases. It specifically affect the children below the age of 2 years and also affect the adults which are above the age of 60 years. Till now, there was no vaccine for the RSV, but recently the FDA approved vaccine was launched by a company known as Pfizer. Pfizer launched the vaccine for the RSV. So we will see here about the vaccine, about the disease and how the RSV can be spread from the one patient to the another. So this information is important for your prelims examination. Let's see about the RSV. So recently it passed by the USA drug departments, and the vaccine name is the Abrysvo. The vaccine name is the Abrysvo. There is no need to remember the name, but you can write the name of the vaccine in your mains examination if you remember the name of the vaccine. It helped to protect the newborn. It helped to protect the newborn from RSV immediately after the birth. Initially, there was no vaccine, so the newly born child is susceptible to pneumonia. Maybe it's due bronchitis also and other lungs disease. But after providing or giving or immunization by this vaccine, mother will develop antibodies against the RSV virus, and those antibodies will transfer from mother to the fetus. and then the fetus will be immunized against the RSV virus. And this is a phenomenon. Like, this is mother, here is fetus, this is mother, here is fetus. We are giving the vaccine, RSV vaccine to mother. Here mother start developing the antibodies against the RSV. These are the antibodies which were start developed by the vaccine inside the mother body, and these antibody will transfer to the fetus from the body of mother. So now the fetus is also immunized against the RSV virus, and this vaccine is made by the Pfizer, and it is authorized only to give to the patient, only give to the mothers, and also the adults above the 60 years of age. So there is a condition. You can give this vaccine to the women who are pregnant, and the second, you can give this vaccine to the adults above the 60 years of the age. So there is a restriction. You cannot give below the 60 years of age this vaccine, but you can give this vaccine to a pregnant woman. Clear? RSV vaccine developed by the Pfizer company, approved by the US FDA. It's specifically against the respiratory syncytial virus, which specifically causes pneumonia, bronchitis, and the other lung diseases into the children. If the mother is immunized against the RSV virus, then the antibodies will develop into the body of mother, and that will transfer to the body of the fetus. And this will help to protect the fetus against the RSV virus. Okay. Now, let's see some important information about the virus. This virus is belong to a specific family known as the Paramyxoviridae. The family known as the Paramyxoviridae, and it causes a specific respiratory tract infection. The infection can be a bronchitis, it can be the pneumonia, and it specifically affect the children below the age of 2 years. And the virus is a single-stranded RNA. Virus is a single-stranded RNA which impact the newly born child. It usually causes the fetus like the mild cold symptoms, fever, some of the other symptoms when the children are affected by the RSV virus. But infants, young children, and people older than the 65 years of age can develop the severe symptoms and potentially can die from the infection of this virus. In the age above the 60 years, 65 years, it affect the respiratory tract, it affect directly lungs, it can be a cause of the death. The infection, like an inflammation of the alveoli in the lungs, which cause the bronchitis, and it decrease the airway, and due to that it's affect directly to the lungs and the pneumonia, and it's lead to the death of the person there. So this is about the respiratory syncytial virus and the respiratory disease RSV, and the vaccine developed for the RSV by the Pfizer. Now let's see about the transmission, how this can be transmitted from the one person to another. The virus is spread through the respiratory droplets, it's like the cough. The cough is spread through the respiratory droplets. Similarly, the RSV is also spread through the respiratory droplets. It can also be transmitted through the direct contact with the contaminated surface. Like the patient is nearby to any surface and its droplets is spread through that surface, it can be spread through the surface also. Like this is the surface and here are the droplets. And the new person is coming here and come in the contact with these droplets, it can also be suffered from the RSV. And its symptoms appeared after the 4 to 6 days, maybe after the 1 week, and there is a decrease in the appetite, cough, fever, and the wheezing. These are symptoms of the RSV. So this is about the RSV. We discuss here about the respiratory syncytial virus. We discuss about the vaccine related to the RSV, how the vaccine can be immunized to the children, to the mother, restricted to the particular kinds. It can be given to the mothers who are pregnant, and it can also be given to the patient above the 60 years of the age. And it is a single-stranded RNA which spread this RSV disease through the virus. And the symptoms can be appear after the 4 to 6 days. It's specifically causing the pneumonia, bronchitis, and the respiratory tract infections. And some of the symptoms like the sneezing, cough, appetite loss can be seen in the case of the RSV. How it is important for your examination? If you see the question paper of the 2021, if you see the question paper of 2021 of the UPSC, you will find out there is a question on the hepatitis. There is a question on the hepatitis related to the hepatitis. Direct question, type of the hepatitis and the causing agent. Is the vaccine available for the specific kind of hepatitis or not? That was the question asked by the UPSC in prelims in 2021. So the similar kind of the question can also be framed on the RSV. So you will read the topic according to the requirement of examination. Okay, so now let's come to the topic number 2 for today. The topic number 2 is the Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserve in Rajasthan. Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserve in the Rajasthan. Anybody can tell me how many tiger reserves in Rajasthan now? After this tiger reserve, after the approval of the Dholpur Tiger Reserve, how many total tiger reserves in the Rajasthan? Anybody? There are a total 5 tiger reserves, including the Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserves. We will see the tiger reserve given here: the Ranthambore, Sariska, Mukundra Hills, Ramgarh, Vishdhari, and now the Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserves. And they are total in India. There are 54 tiger reserves now. This was the 54th. Total tiger reserves in country is now 54th. And why we are reading this topic? If you see the question paper of the UPSC in 2021, again the question related to the elephants. They ask about the number of elephants in the given states. Which states have the highest number? Even it's Karnataka or it's Assam. So we will see that kind of data. Which state has the high density and the highest number of the tiger in country. So that's become the relevancy of this topic. We need to know about the tiger, the number of the tiger reserves in the country, which state having the highest number of tiger, and which authority, even it's the state government, so the central government, so the NTCA, which having the right to announce a tiger reserve. It's the state government or the central government or directly the NTCA. We need to see that. So this is the important information required for your prelims examination. Sometimes the very simple kind of the question also asked by the UPSC. Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserves was recently mentioned in the news. It is located in which of the following states? So there can be the 4 options. It's Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh. So if you read the current affair news, you can directly mark the Rajasthan. But now the UPSC is moving toward the tougher side. They are giving you the various statement questions. You need to be prepared according to that pattern. Okay. Now let's see about the topic. So this is the 54th tiger reserve in the country and the 5th of the Rajasthan. Rajasthan has Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, Sariska, Mukundra Hills, and the Ramgarh, Vishdhari Hills. Now these 5th tiger reserves. Sometimes they are the question, I want to visit from the Ranthambore Tiger Reserves to the Nilgiri Wildlife Sanctuary. As a district magistrate, you want to visit from the Sariska Tiger Reserves to the Nilgiri Wildlife Sanctuary. How many states you will cross? How many states you will cross from reaching the Nilgiri Wildlife Sanctuary from the Sariska Tiger Reserve? And there can be 2 types. maximum and the minimum you can cover. Mostly they ask about the minimum state, how minimum states covered during the traveling from the Sariska to the Nilgiri Wildlife Sanctuary. So these kind of the question also ask that you can only answer if you know the Ranthambore or the Sariska is in the Rajasthan. Means you will start from the Rajasthan and you will go till Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Karnataka. That will depend on the location of a tiger reserve, that will depend on the location of the wildlife sanctuary. So there can be the various way of asking the question on these kind of topics. So let's see, there are the total 54 tiger reserves in the country and Rajasthan has the 5. The tiger reserves are notified by the state governments. This is an important information. The tiger reserves are identified by the or notified by the state governments. But on the advice of National Tiger Conservation Authority, state government notified the tiger reserve, but on the advice of NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority. So it's not the power of the central government, but it is the power of state government to notify a tiger reserve in any of the state on the advice of National Tiger Conservation Authority. So this is the important information for the prelims. This is also the important information for the prelims. Now let's move further. Status of the tiger population in India. This is important for your mains examination as well as the prelims examination. If there is a question related to the conservation over the Project Tiger, you can mention this information. Over the year, India has seen the increase in the population of tiger. From 2018 to 2022, there is a rapid increase. In 2018, there was almost 2,900 tigers in the country, and now there are almost 3,700 tigers in the country. And this is a per year growth of the 6% in the conservation of the tigers. Means this is a successful program in the conservation of the tiger in the country. So if there is a question related to the particular program, it's maybe the Project Tiger. So you can start your answer with these kind of the introduction. And there was a question related to the elephant, and the question was in the prelims, Karnataka or Assam, which of the states having the highest number of the elephants? And the question has two more statements. One is the leader of the elephant group is the female, and there was a pregnancy period also. They are giving the period like 18 months for the elephant. And the third statement was states the Karnataka or the Assam which having the highest number of elephants. Now the similar kind of the question, which state in the India has the highest number of tiger? The Madhya Pradesh has the highest number of tiger in the country, is the 785. It followed by Karnataka, which having the 563 tiger, and then by the Uttarakhand it's the 560 tiger, and the Maharashtra. You need to know the top three. The first is the Madhya Pradesh, second is the Karnataka, third is the Uttarakhand. This is the data till now. At the time of the examination, you can recheck it again. And in the Rajasthan, there are the 5 tiger reserve, but the total number of tiger is just 88. The total number of tiger in the Rajasthan is the 88. Okay. Now let's see in the map. This is the Dholpur tiger reserve in the eastern Rajasthan, we can see, and this is the 5th notified tiger reserve by the state government of Rajasthan. Now let's move to the third topic. Third topic is about the ABDM, Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission. Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission. This is the topic number 3 for today. in the Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission, the government planned to start the 100 microsite projects. Here the microsite means the government want to start the separate kind of infrastructure which will include the small clinic, which will include the private hospital, which will include the different kind of dispensary there, which will store their data in the digital mean under the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Means the government want to create an infrastructure digitally with respect to all the health providing institution in the country. So the government is starting with the 100 microsite projects in the country, and Mizoram became the first state to implement it. The Mizoram, in its capital Aizawl, started this project and completed this project. So here we need to know about the Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission. We also need to know about what is the microsite project under the Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission. Okay, so let's see about it. So recently the government announced the 100 microsite projects under the Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission, and Mizoram became the first state to implement this project. Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission offers the health services through the digital mode to the patient, means the recording the data of the patient. If you are going to the some hospital like the Max, you are going to the some smaller hospital, you are going to the government hospital. In that case, your data stored by the government, your data stored by the private entity. But now under this mission, ABDM, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, your data you can find at one place. You can create your health ID under the ABDM also. So your data collect at the one place. So the government start a microsite project so that they can include the private clinic, they can include the small hospital, small laboratory service provider in this mission, and there can be a comprehensive data related to the patient which are getting the treatment at the different locations. Okay. So what is the ABDM microsites? Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission microsite exactly हैं क्या? The ABDM microsites, these are geographical region. The government select in some specific region that onboard the small and the medium scale private healthcare provider. जो private healthcare providers हैं, even can be a nursing home, it can be a small clinic, it can be a small hospital. They are taking these hospitals on board on the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission ABDM, so they can collect the data and they can manage the reports of the patient here. These sites are managed by the state mission director, the director of the state's mission, which director is implementing the ABDM in any of the state, that will be the director of these microsites. It will manage, and the National Health Authority is providing the financial resources. The financial resources will be provided by the NHA. So there is a simple information, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, about the digitalization of the health services, and now they launched the microsites projects. Microsites, government identify the 100 sites here, and these 100 sites will onboard the private small hospitals to the ABDM, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, so they can get the data about the patient and repository about the patient there. Okay, so now let's come to the patient can link their health records generated at these facility. Like you are at an hospital, your health record can be linked to your health ID that are generated through the ABDM. जो आपका health ID होगी, that can be linked through these hospitals, and your data, your reports, your treatments will be uploaded to the Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission site. And there are some of the other states, instead of Mizoram, like the Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh also start working on these microsite projects, but the Mizoram become the first state to implement this microsite project. And this Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission was started under the National Health Mission. Universal health coverage, the Ayushman Bharat mission, which was started in the 2017, but the Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission was started in the 2021 after the COVID. So in 2021, government started this digital health mission after the successfulness of some of the various apps, events about the consultation with the doctors, and the government started maintaining the data related to the digital health. So it's the ABDM, Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission, and now the microsite project under this mission. Now let's come to the topic number 4. The topic number 4 is about the Panama Canal. This topic is important for your prelims examination like the GS1, and they can directly ask the location about this region, Caribbean Sea, Pacific, Panama, and some of the country near the Panama. It's become very important for us to see the location there. And there is a challenge related to the trade and transport due to the drought at the Panama Canal. Due to the decrease in the water level and due to drought condition at the Panama Canal, there is a stuck down of the ships which are transporting the material from the one country to the another country. So there is a challenge in the Panama Canal related to the droughts. So, but we need to see about the information about the Panama Canal, who built the Panama Canal, the location, it connect which of the oceans, it connect which of the sea. We will see all these details, and this is the important for your prelims examination. So let's see. Panama Canal is a waterway that connects the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. It connects the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean across the Isthmus of Panama. And it is almost a 82-kilometer long canal. And this is the important one. It connects the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. It is one of the most strategic. After the Suez Canal, we can say the Panama Canal is the most strategic artificial waterway in the world. So, सबसे important after the Suez Canal, this is the second important waterway in the world, and it's allow a short route. It allow the short route. Initially, there was a very long route need to cross the Africa to reach the eastern side, but after the Suez Canal, we can directly pass through the Africa. So, to avoid the lengthy and the dangerous route, the Panama Canal was started. Panama itself is the isthmus between the North and the South America. It's the isthmus between the North and the South America, and providing a route, short routes we can say, from the between the Caribbean and the different kind of a sea, connecting the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean across the isthmus of Panama. It was started originally under the control of the French, but later on it was under the control of the USA, United States of America. USA started building the Panama Canal in the 1914 and controlled till its 1999. And it was operated by the Panama Canal Authority after the 1999. Now it's under the control of the Panama Canal Authority. The Panama Canal consists of a series of locks that raise the lower water level to facilitate the passage of the ships. It's a technology of the water level which facilitate the passage of the ships easily in the continental divide. Let's see the map. It can be clear from the map. Here is the Panama Canal. Here is the Panama Canal between the North America and the South America. Initially, from San Francisco, the route taken, we need to cross the America and to reach the New York. We need to cross the South America to reach the New York, the completely long route. But now, from the San Francisco, it can easily reach to the New York through the Panama Canal. So, very short route instead of this long route, that is the very short route. So it's a connect between the North America and South America. We can easily go through this Panama Canal. It's connect the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. So this become very important. Sometime in the news you will find the news, the Panama paper. So this region is very famous in the news also. Here is the homework for you. You need to see the location near to the Panama, the sea near to the Panama. So they are asking about some of the specific location, the country here, island here. They are asking the question related to that. Okay. So now let's move to the next topic, which is about the world coin. Everybody know about the Chat GPT? The same company, OpenAI start a new project known as the world coin. World coin, they want to start a new digital economy in which they will use your iris prints to make your identity, so you can buy this cryptocurrency named as world coin. So they want to make a global economy, and they are in belief that global economy belongs to everyone. To avoid the duplication, they are taking the iris scanner of the person, so there will be no duplication. After getting their information about the person is able to buy the world coin. So they are making their separate digital economy. Now let's see about the world coin. It's a project called world coin, has been launched by the OpenAI, which launched the Chat GPT also. It's the same company. The project claimed to build the world's largest identity and the financial public network. World's largest identity and the financial public network. Largest identity because they are enrolling the person by scanning through the iris scan. And they want to make it a financial public network, the largest financial public networks through it. And WorldCoin is an initiative to create a digital network in which everyone can claim some stake to join the digital economy. And there is a device, the name ORB. There is a device, the name ORB, which will collect the iris print. And it will create your world ID through this app. They will create a world ID through the world app. Means they will take the iris print, they will enroll, they will give you a world ID, and you can do this through the world app. After creating your world ID, you are able to buy the world coin and you will be a part of this digital economy. With the help, the participant can collect cryptocurrency called the world coin, and those who are willing to give their iris scan, they can use this world coin network. Without the iris scan, without your identity, you cannot use this world coin. Okay. Now those who have iris scan and collect a world ID can use the world coin crypto, which may be used for the transactions. The necessary product here is the iris scan. WorldCoin claimed that using the biometric information to avoid the duplication, and this process is known as the proof of personhood. The process is known as the proof of personhood. They also identify some of the location in India for this project, like the Delhi, Noida, Bangalore. And so the main idea exactly hai kya? They are creating a digital economy at world level. They are enrolling the person through scanning of their iris scan. After the scanning, you can buy the world coin, a cryptocurrency. If you are buying a cryptocurrency, you will be part of the world digital economy. Everybody can enroll in it, but the condition given here, you should give your iris scan. And there is a device known as the ORB, which will take your iris scan and you will be registered to the world app, and the world ID will be created for you. And this is the simple topic. Next is about the National Judicial Data Grid. National Judicial Data Grid. Next topic is National Judicial Data Grid. This is the project by the Government of India to collect all the information related to the cases at the district level, at the High Court level, at one place, and the government is running this National Judicial Data Grid under the project E-Court. Under the project E-Court, the government is running this project. And under this project, all the database of order, judgment and the case detail will be available to National Judicial Data Grid. पे आपको सब information एक साथ available होगी. It will be updated on the real time basis. It will be updated on the real time basis. And this is very important for the prelims. They can directly ask about the National Judicial Data Grid, and they can also ask you about the question in the mains where you can quote the example in the case of the governance. So governance, e-governance, you can quote the example of the National Judicial Data Grid where you can get the easily information about the cases. So let's see about the National Judicial Data Grid. है क्या exactly? The National Judicial Data Grid is a database. It's a complete database of the courts about judgments, about the case details, and it will include, this is important information, it will include district courts, subordinate courts and the high courts. This information will include district, subordinate courts and the high courts. And it has been created an online platform using the E-Court project. The E-Court project is of the Government of India, where this National Judicial Data Grid will get the data there. आपका जो भी डेटा आपको देखना है related to the judgment of the court, judgment of the high court, judgment of subordinate court, you can find that on the National Judicial Data Grid, and this is under the E-Court project. And the data, जो data होगा, that will be updated on the real time basis by the district courts, by the taluka courts, by the high courts. The data will be updated on the real time basis, and all the computerized district and the subordinate courts of the company. जितने भी courts हैं, subordinate courts हैं, जितने भी district courts हैं, they will update the data on a real time basis. All high courts also join the National Judicial Data Grids through the web services. So which court? District courts, subordinate courts, high courts, all will be present in the National Judicial Data Grids. The information related to the judgments, the information related to any of the case, order, case details will be easily available on the National Judicial Data Grid. And the high courts is also the part of NJDG, National Judicial Data Grid. Okay. Important feature. What are the important feature? It's an open application programming under the central and the state government, and it's aligned with the National Data Sharing and Accessibility Policy. It is under the government National Data Sharing and Accessibility Policy, and this offer to access the data using the IDs of your departments and the access key. There are two methods, through the departmental ID and the access key. The feature intended for the institutional litigation to evaluate, monitor the cases, to see about the pendency of the cases, what is the status of your cases, you can check through the NJDG, National Judicial Database. And it's, what is the significance, why the government is developing these kind of the database? It works as a monitoring tool for identify, manage and reduce the pendency of the course. Identification, management and the pendency of the course को कैसे check किया जाएगा? It helps to input the making policy decision to reduce the delay. Means you are checking the status of the case on a daily basis, and it helps to making on basis of policy decision. It facilitates the better monitoring of the court performance. Court की performance को check किया जाए, कितने time बाद they are giving the judgment, that will also be checked through the NSDJ. And to track the land record data of the 26 states have been linked with this one. Land disputes related cases be easily solved होंगे because the data of the 26 states already linked to the national judicial data grid. So it will help to manage, identify and reduce the pendency of cases. It will check the efficiency of the court. It will also help to track the cases related to the land dispute, better monitoring of the court performance. So इस केस में you can use this information into the mains as well in the governance. And that information can also be important for the prelims perspective as well. Now, international recognition. The World Bank praised the National Judicial Data Grid in 2018 under the Ease of Doing Business report. World Bank said that it made possible to generate case management reports, making it easier to enforce contracts. Easily identification के लिए the World Bank praised this project of the Government of India under the Ease of Doing Business report, National Judicial Data Grid. Now, the next topic is very important for your prelims examination. It is about the Global Environment Facility, and under the Global Environment Facility, it launched a new funding framework for the environment known as the Global Biodiversity Framework Fund. The fund is known as the Global Biodiversity Framework Fund, and this is launched under the Global Environment Facility. This is launched under the Global Environment Facility, a Global Biodiversity Framework Fund. This is important for your prelims perspective, and in the mains perspective, when there is a question related to the funding mechanism for the environment, you can write down about the Global Biodiversity Framework Fund. Okay, so now let's see about the fund. Global Biodiversity Framework Fund has been finally ratified in the 7th Assembly of Global Environment Facility, and it devised to mobilize and accelerate the investment in the conservation, sustainability, wild species and the ecosystem. Means जो biodiversity conservation के लिए this specific fund, Global Biodiversity Framework Fund, has been ratified under the Global Environment Facility. It is exclusively dedicated to support the implementation of Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. इस Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework को particularly funding करने के लिए, इसके implementation के लिए the Global Biodiversity Framework Fund is launched, and it is established as a new trust fund under the Global Environment Facility. These three information very important for your prelim perspective. Specifically for the Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, established as a new trust fund under the umbrella of the Global Environment Facility. It will mobilize and accelerate the investment in the conservation of the wild species and the ecosystem. It will support the action toward the halting and reversing the biodiversity loss by 2030, and there is a target. जो loss हुआ है biodiversity में, that will be recovered by 2030 and recovery by 2050. So this is the target also. This is the target. So the Global Biodiversity Framework Fund is launched under the Global Environment Facility, specific for the implementation of the Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, and mobilize the accelerate the investment to prevent the losses, to cover the losses and recover the path by 2050. And next, around the 20% of the fund would support the indigenous led initiative to protect the conserve biodiversity. Out of the 100%, the 20% of the fund will be used for the indigenous led initiative, and the other 80% will be used for the Kunming protocol. It will prioritize the support the small island developing states and the least developing country को support करेगा. It will also support the small island developing states and the which will receive more than a third of the fund resources. As per the target, $200 billion per year will be need to raise by 2030. Though 200 billion per year required for the funding. Canada, United Kingdom have already donated the 200 million Canadian dollars and 100 million pounds. The two countries, Canada and the UK, already donated in the fund. So this is a good initiative for the protection of the biodiversity under the framework of the biodiversity. So there can be a question in the mains about the conservation of the biodiversity, where you need to write about the steps related to the protection of biodiversity at the world level. So you can quote the Global Biodiversity Fund under the Global Environment Facility. Next is about the Global Environment Facility. It was started in the 1992 under the Rio Earth Summit in the Rio de Janeiro, and known as the United Nations Conference of the Environmental Development, UNECD, and now its name is the Global Environment Facility. It serves as an international financial institution that funds projects related to the global environmental challenge, biodiversity loss, climate change, land degradation, and the pollution. जितने भी environmental impact, even it's related to biodiversity, even it's related to the climate change, it's related to land degradation or the pollution. All international financial institutions are funded through the Global Environmental Facility. GEF is funded by from its member country known as donors. Those who are the members of the GEF, they will donate the funds to the Global Environment Facility, and those funds will again use for the biodiversity loss, climate change, and the land degradation and the pollutions. And these are the Convention of the Biological Diversity, United Nations Framework on Climate Change, United Nations Convention on Desertification. These all are financial mechanism for the International Environment Convention. The Global Environment Facility operates as a financial mechanism for CBD, UNFCCC, UNCCD. It's a funding mechanism for Biological Diversity Convention, United Nations Framework Convention, and United Nations Convention on Desertification. It's a funding mechanism for these three also. Okay. So this is about the Global Environment Facility and the new fund, the Global Biodiversity Framework. So here it's become important for your prelims as well as the mains. For the prelims perspective, you need to know about the fund, the Global Biodiversity Fund under the Global Environment Facility. And it's specifically for the least developing country and the island nation. The 20% will be donated to those nations. Other will be implemented on the biodiversity laws, and there's a target to achieve the coverage of the laws by the 2030 and the recovery by 2050. And the Global Environment Facility, which is the financial mechanism for the climate change, for the land degradation, climate change, desertification. And it is funding the Convention of Biological Diversity, UNFCCC, and the UNCCD. It's funding to these organizations also. So there can be a question related to this one. The GEF, Global Environmental Facility, funding to which of the following organization? So you can find this, which of the following conventions. So you can write about these. Okay. Now let's move to the next topic, which is about the clean tech. The topic is about the clean tech. Clean tech, this is a topic related to the environment. Clean tech समझ ही आ रहा है, the clean technology, which is not impacting the environment specifically. Clean technology can deliver the development in climate action. Specifically, this technology is focusing on the rural area. If you people are using the good keywords in your answer, like the clean tech, there you will get an extra mark. Like clean tech, अगर आप अच्छे keywords use करते हैं अपने answers में, clean tech means the technology which is not impacting the environment, and how this technology help related to the climate action in the rural area. Okay. So let's see about the clean tech. It can deliver the development action in the country in the rural area. Clean tech focusing on providing access to clean technology, solutions support to the livelihood of the rural population. The clean technology offer the potential to decrease India diesel imports and prevent the spoilage of perishable food items. How? If we are generating the renewable energy through the solar panels, through the wind energy, under the clean tech, that will help us to reduce our diesel import, the petrol imports. And if we are generating the technology, it will also help us to prevent the perishable food items. We can store that item in the cold storage. It will improve the opportunity in the rural area. It will help to upgrade the rural livelihood. And the current investment in this area is like almost the $50 billion in the clean tech. This is a general information about the clean tech. Clean tech exactly है क्या? It is a technology based solution for the renewable energy, which is not impacting the environment, which will help in the economic perspective of the government of India, which will help in developing the rural area, increasing the livelihoods, providing more opportunity in the rural area. By generating the renewable energy, the clean technology offers some of the solution there. Okay. So some of the examples of the clean tech in the Andhra Pradesh, they are the solar dryers that transform surplus tomato into sun-dried products. In Maharashtra, biomass powered cold storage facilitates assist lemon farmers in achieving profit 3 to 5 times higher than the original prices. So these are the case study you can quote in your answer. You can quote the example of the Andhra Pradesh through the solar dryer. They dried the tomato and the dried tomato can be sold. Like abhi humne dekha in the last month the tomato prices was all around 200 per kg. But if we see the tomato puree which was available on the e-market store, that सबसे पहले वही खत्म हुआ because the prices were cheaper for a tomato puree at that time. Similarly, the tomato is a perishable product, so that perishable product can be stored into another way and can be sold into the market later on. Similarly, in the case of the Maharashtra, the lemon farmer achieving the profit 3 to 5 times higher than the original prices. They are storing into the cold storage, biomass powered cold storage. That is the clean technology. Okay, so you can mention these examples of clean tech, the usage of clean tech in your answer. So your answer will see, means you know the work at the ground level, what the government is working related to clean tech. Okay, so this is the discussion for today. We almost discussed the 8-9 topics related to the prelims and the mains. I hope you people will aware how to use the topics in the mains and the prelims. Then you can grab the information according to the requirement. So there will be a test tomorrow at 11 a.m. You can attempt the test on the Edukemy website at 11 a.m. And the test will be from the 28th August to the 1st September of the current affairs from the Edukemy website. And some of the questions you will also find from the discussion. Please try to attempt the test so you can check how you are preparing. आपकी preparation track पे है या नहीं? It's an important task. अगर आप चेक नहीं करेंगे अपने आप को, you are reading right way or the wrong way. So test of the current affair or test series is a program which check your preparation level, which check your thinking perspective, how you are thinking, how you are attempting the questions. ऐसा ना हो कि आप पढ़ कुछ रहे हैं और एग्जाम में कुछ हो रहा है. So that's you need to give the test. Please attempt the every Saturday test at 11 o'clock on the Edukemy website. You will get an insight ki how we can prepare for the current affairs. Okay. Thank you everyone.